Welcome back to another week of school, McLaughlin Panthers and families. This week's updates include information about our tardy policy, dress code, and early release that is happening this Wednesday, September 15th. So for the past 2 weeks, we've been giving your students time to practice learning where their classrooms are and getting around our campus as it's pretty spread out. So your students have had that time to practice, and now today our tardy policy starts. So if students are not in the classroom by the time the clock says it is time for class to start, your student is considered tardy. Once your student hits 4 tardies within one trimester, they'll get a verbal warning by their teacher. Once they hit the 5th tardy within one trimester, that will be 1 day of lunch detention and a parent contact. Now that's not 5 tardies just in one class, that is 5 tardies throughout their entire day. When your student gets 6 to 8 tardies during a trimester, we're going to add on another day of lunch detention and continue to contact you about your students' issues with getting to class on time. The 9th tardy, it's going to be 2 days of lunch detention or an after-school detention with parent contact, seeing if we can arrange for any pickup time for them after school. Once they hit that 10th tardy in a trimester, it's a day of in-school intervention so that we can plan and do some strategy work with your student on creating a consistent set of skills to get to class on time. And if we're getting more than 10 tardies within a trimester, that's going to be some additional work with our admin, the student, and the parents to create a plan of success for getting your student to class on time. Now their detention will be served in our cafeteria. They will get a slip before their lunchtime to let them know that they do have lunch detention that day. If your student is going to be serving after school detention, that is going to be from 2:30 to 3 here on our campus. So please discuss with your students tonight the importance of getting to class on time so that they can avoid those lunch detentions. They have 4 minutes to get from one class to the other, and we do tell the students that that time is, because our campus is so spread out, they do need 4 minutes. They don't have time to stop and meet in groups and talk to friends or use the bathroom or get drinks of water. If they want to use the bathroom or fill up a water bottle, they just go to their teacher, request a smart pass, and then they can go do those things. Now the other thing that we're looking for this week is our dress code. So the things that we're looking for is if we have any shirts that have thin enough straps that they're also showing any undergarments. Undergarments shouldn't be shown, so we are looking for shirts that might be showing those. So anything like halter tops, as well as crop tops fall into this category. So if their stomachs are showing, we're going to ask that if they have a tank top to put on underneath or something, a sweater to put on over the top to cover up. We'll be asking your students to do that. Students get 3 referrals for dress code, and then it is a referral to the administration, and we work with students on how to create a plan to make sure that we're showing up to school with the correct dress code on. Like I said earlier, undergarments are not to be shown, so saggy pants would fall in this category so that we're not seeing anybody's underwear. We know that ripped jeans are really popular right now. They are allowed. They just need to follow the fingertip rule. So you can see this one has rips that go above the fingertips. Those would be a violation. But if the rips are below the fingertips, that is okay. The same rule applies for shorts. It needs to be past the fingertips. Now we do talk about some of the exceptions to that rule are, of course, when we're in sports and things like that, and we're wearing running shorts to run around the track. Again, just avoiding clothing that would be exposing any undergarments, or like we said, crop tops, and not wearing any pajamas to school unless it's pajama day. The other thing is shirts that have inappropriate language or advertising on them. If that is found, we'll ask them to turn it inside out or put another shirt on over the top of it. So just making sure if your student has any of these kinds of shirts, save them for the weekend instead of wearing them to school. So please just have these discussions with your student about appropriate clothing for school that is allowed within our dress code, and then saving some of the other things that don't fit our dress code for the weekend. Now, this Wednesday is our first early release of the year, so September 15th. Students will be released from school at 10:35, and they are going to go to periods 2 through 7. So students, you will not be going to your first period class. We're going to start off with period 2 instead of starting with period 1 that day. So make sure, students, when you get to school on Wednesday, you go to your second period teacher. That's who you're going to go to first. We hope you guys have a great week.